I'm Lauren Green, and you're in the strategy room. Al-Shabaab reportedly claimed responsibility for an attack at a university in eastern Kenya Thursday that left at least 15 people dead, dozens more injured, and hundreds of students unaccounted for. This is the latest terror attack to happen across Africa as extremist groups like ISIS move into the region. Here with reaction is Adam Ereli, former U.S. Ambassador to Bahrain. Welcome to you, Ambassador.
Thank you, ma'am. How are you?
I am doing okay, but this is Holy Week. This is part of the Christian high holy days. Passover is also this weekend. Should this attack raise concerns here in the U.S.?
Certainly should, for a couple of reasons. First of all, there are a number of Americans affiliated with Al-Shabaab. Many of Somali origin from the United States who find their way to the region to wage jihad. So there's a very close-to-home problem for us. But second of all, I think what it shows us is that the Horn of Africa remains a volatile region and one that we should not take our eye off of.
You know, these terrorists are believed to be from Somalia. You mentioned the Horn of Africa. This is neighboring Somalia to Kenya. And is this country still very much hotbed for terrorists?
Less than it used to be, but it's not quiet yet, obviously. I mean, look, Somalia was in free fall 10 years ago because of concerted regional action by the United States, the African Union, and the UN. There's been a lot of progress made in putting that country back together again. However, what is clearly demonstrated by today's attack is that remnants of Al-Shabaab remain, and their capability for destabilizing the region, although less than what it used to be, is still intact. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, what are the steps that need to be taken to really make Al-Shabaab a thing of the past? I think two things. One is the rise of ISIS gives new life to Al-Shabaab. The terrorist networks that we see developing with Boko Haram, with ISIS, with Al-Qaeda are troublesome. And, you know, these terrorist groups and terrorist movements mutate. And I think that's what we're seeing in this attack today.
But are you saying that Al-Shabaab is just reasserting itself, trying to reclaim some kind of authority or throne in Africa? I
think that Al-Shabaab is finding ways to coordinate with other terrorist movements to advance its radical agenda of Islamic extremism. And there are new opportunities given the chaos in Libya, with ISIS presenting itself as a threat there, with terrorist movements in the Sahel or middle belt of the Sahara, and link-ups between Boko Haram in Nigeria and ISIS in the rest of the continent.
It sounds like you're saying that Islamic extremism is on the rise in Africa, and does that mean we should be focusing more of our anti-terror efforts there?
It's on the rise. We are already, I think, focused significant counterterrorism efforts in this area, but they're going to have to continue. I think what's also interesting is, look, the attack took place on a college, a Kenyan college near the border with Somalia. What's interesting is it didn't happen in Kenya. So operationally, it's not as sophisticated or troublesome an attack as it could have been. However, there are other states, you know, and Kenya has had troops in Somalia for a while, but as have Ethiopia and Uganda, as well as others. So it's not just about Kenya. It's about, you know, the threat is to all the states in the region who are allies of the United States, who are taking a stand against Al-Shabaab and against terrorism. So we need to broaden the aperture beyond Kenya to the other neighboring states.
All right. I want to thank you very much, Ambassador Ereli. And thanks. Check out foxnews.com for more on this developing story. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.